Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Sea Life 6. My name is Alacia, and if you're new here, please remember to hit that subscribe notification button so you can get notified anytime a new video comes out. Okay, so today you're going to be seeing a lot of talking hands in front of you, and we are going to be going over the new 2020 Time for Learning Parent Portal and Student Portal. So we're going to start off with the Parent Portal, and I'm going to go ahead and just log in here. So this is what the new and revised opening home screen parent portal looks like. So let's go over what we just see right here. So for the time on task, it's going to show you, if you click on it, today's task that my kids did. I have 3 kids. My younger kindergartner one only did bookwork today, but my 2 older ones, I have a 1st grader and a 4th grader, and these are their times. It's going to show you the language arts time they spent on it, the amount of time my son spent on math for each kiddo. And if you go down here, they're going to be each of my kids' names, the last time they logged in, whether or not they're in active status. That just means they're actively on there. If you need to add more students, you can go ahead and click this button right here to add another student. To view reports, manage students, and plan activities, you can click down here. Now, if you go ahead and click this tab right here, I'm going to click it for my youngest just because he hasn't officially started Time for Learning this week. This week he was just being introduced to schooling, so I haven't started him doing computer work yet. That will start next week for him. But it's going to tell you their subjects they have, their time on task will be right here. Right now it says no activities recorded. If there's activities recorded, it's going to say right here, and then the total of activities. He's not enrolled for Time for Languages, and he's too young for Time for Math Facts. So he is enrolled in it, but we're not starting that yet. The expiration on both of these and the last assessed on both of these. And like I said, you can click on it for each kiddo. So I'll go ahead and click on my next kiddo down. And so far, my kid spent 1 hour and 2 minutes and did 9 activities on language arts. For math, he's done 33, and we aren't doing science and social studies until tomorrow. So he has no activities for that right now. And then you can do the same thing for my last kiddo. Now, also here, if you look up at the top, it's going to talk about the home screen, which is where we're at, managing students, planning, lesson planning and reports, accounting and billing, and helpful tips. So let's go ahead and start with the helpful tips. If you click on it, it's going to take you to getting started. If you're just using this to maximize your kids' learning for the summer or after school, how do you get the most out of membership, how to plan, a little more for a student dashboard. Is there any perks for being a member? Accounting and billing questions. It shows you how you can contact them right here. So for the accounting and billing screen, it's going to have your billing details right here in this window, when your next bill date is, how much you're going to be billed, the credit card you have on file, it will show the last 4. If you need to update that credit card or if you want to cancel a membership, please remember that Time for Learning is a month-to-month thing. There's no contracts and you can cancel it at any time. You can go ahead and look at student statuses right here, and down on this lower portion, which I'm not going to show you because it's my personal information, it's going to tell you your name, your email address, your account number, if you need to change your password, and also your billing address right here. Let's hop over to the lesson planning and reports. Okay, for lesson planning and reports. So here is how to view lesson plans right here. If you're looking at any of the premium electives, which is the Time for Learning Languages, Time for Writing and Vocabulary City, that'll be right here in this lesson planning section. Then you're going to move on to, you can do a look over pre-K 1 and kind of what is all about in each one of those chapters if you're looking at pre-K. Then you have, pre-K 2, the same thing. You can go in and click any chapter and kind of you can get an in-depth look on the activities they want to have done. And that's going to be the same with any grade that you can go ahead and look to all the way up through high school. Okay, so from this lesson planning and reports page, if you are a new student, you're going to go ahead and go to where it says Activity Planner. And if you have a saved plan, you'll click on My Saved Plans. If not, you're going to go to Create a Student Planner. So with this, it's going to have 2 things. You can do a curriculum calculator or a detailed plan. So you're going to want to go ahead and go with the detailed plan because this is where you're going to be able to select things. The curriculum calculator is just going to tell you what the student needs to do throughout the year. It's not an actual planner that it's going to have your kids doing. So you want to go ahead and click detailed plan. Now you're going to go ahead and select a student. So we'll select my son Colton, and then we're going to enter a school year name for it for this lesson plan. So let's say we'll do 2020, oh I can't type, homeschool year. And then you're going to select a start date. So let's say we want to select today, and then we'll go all the way through to June, and let's say we'll stop on the same date, June 18th. Save and proceed. So with him being in kindergarten, these are going to be the only options that he has: language arts, math, and science. Now from here you can go ahead and either just have all the materials included, or you can go ahead and choose your materials. So I'm going to click on choose my materials so I can give you guys an overview. So it'll bring up for language arts, choose my materials, and it's going to tell you chapter 1 and everything that's within chapter 1. So let's say you want to do everything besides the printed worksheets. Okay, so you'll unclick the printed worksheets and it's going to go down, and anything that's a printed worksheet, it'll take it off for you. If you only want your kids doing quizzes, you can undo tests. If you only want your kids doing the test, you can undo quizzes. Or let's say you want your kids only doing certain chapters, you can go ahead and unclick the chapter that you don't want them to do. So it'll skip that chapter. So I unclicked the first chapter, and now as you can see, chapter 2 is still there, chapter 3, and so on. Now another great thing with this is, I'm gonna go ahead and click this chapter. Let's say you like everything, but you wanna make sure your kids are getting a certain grade on their quizzes, and their tests, and then their learning activities. So right here, it says redo score, and this is optional. This is where you can select the grade that your children are allowed to get before Time for Learning says, okay, you have to redo it. So I have it set for 80 for my kids. And the reason I have that is because it's a nice middle ground. If they get an 80, I know that they know a good amount of the information. They just probably need to do it again. So again, this is optional. You don't have to have it on there at all. Or you can select, hey, I want my kids to be able to get a 95%, or I want my kids to at least get a 70 and pass. Now, after you have gotten, you've gone in, you clicked what you want your kids to do, you've set your redo score, then you go ahead and click Save My Selections. And I have saved the selections for language arts for the school year. Now, you can go ahead and let's say you don't want to do anything else. You can just click Create My Activity. And your plan has been saved, and you're redirecting to the saved plan, and click the Close button. And it's automatically going to take you to the My Activity Plans. So then I can go ahead and click on my student. Now I already had a plan in here for him, but I'm going to click on the 2020 school year. Once we've gotten into the My Activity Plan, you can go ahead and click on the week. And then you can go into either further detail. You can choose the day you want this activity, each of your activities done, the statuses, and if you want to add a message for your portfolio, because a lot of schools do a portfolio review at the end of the year. If you're a state that does that, you know what it is. If you're a state that doesn't do that, don't worry about it. But this is a great way to add a message for yourself for your portfolio review. So you can go ahead and send this to an Excel spreadsheet if you need to. You can save it as a PDF. If you want to schedule school breaks, this is the big thing, school breaks. Let's say your family's taking a vacation, okay, and you don't want your kids doing school over that vacation. You can go to the time frame. Let's say I'm taking a vacation from November 9th until November 16th, add break. Now that I've added this break, it's automatically going to go into, I'm going to exit out of this, into the planner, the activity planner, and it's moving the activities around to adjust for the break. So your kid is still starting at the same time. They're still ending their school year at the same, I'm going to go all the way down, ending it at the same time, but now they're having a break in between then. So we'll say the week of November 1st, these are the activities. And then you see it doesn't pick up again until the week of the 15th. which is when you're gonna start. So it's nice that it goes in here and it automatically adjusts everything for you. Let's say you change your date for your vacation, no worries. You can go in here and click that delete button, and it's gonna delete the break and readjust everything for your records. Don't mind my background noise. I have 2 kids sitting next to me that are doing science on their computer right now. Now, you can also edit your planner. I have my kid. If I need to go in here, redo my dates, my start and end date, I can do it from right here, and then update and proceed. It's gonna go back to that other section we did before. If you need to make any changes, you can go ahead and change it there, and then update my plan. This helps you from having to constantly create new plans for your kids. You can just go right in there and update that one plan. But let's say you did make a new plan and you wanna delete an old activity plan, go ahead and click on Manage My Plans. And as you can see, here's the one that my kiddo is starting, or he started, and then this is the one I just did. So this one is set to default because it's a new one I created. So let's go ahead and delete that one because I don't need that one. And now it automatically switches to the other activity I had in here as its default. You can print all of your weeks out right here, or you can print out just a current week. And that's it for the activity planning portion of your child's Time for Learning setup. Now we can go over here where it says to manage students. And like I said, here are my kids. It's going to show me that they're active. You can go ahead and view reports from this. I'm going to choose a student. I'm going to choose my oldest. And generate report or view report. Now generate report, if you click on it, it's going to say track progress by generating reports of your students' completed work. If you do view report as a student, this view is available for students through their accounts. Review today's work here. So your student's going to be able to look at their own work from here. So I'm going to click generate a report. And do I want a time for math facts? My oldest says time for math facts, or a custom reports. I'm going to click custom reports. Go to report. Now I can select a date range. I can select today, last week, a month, a year, or I can go over here and select the dates that I want to see what my kid has done. Do I want just learning activities? Do I want quizzes or chapters? Do you want all of it? You can unclick anything you don't want. Subjects, do you want all subjects, or do you want just one certain subject? Repeated activities, do I want to see what the highest score my child got, what the lowest score my kid got, or the most recent score? And then choose your time zone just so that you can have the most up-to-date report. Like I said, these reports are normally for if you're printing them out for a portfolio. I suggest doing this at least once a week. It makes doing portfolio reviews way simpler instead of waiting until the end. So let's just say we're going to do the highest score Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to do all. We're just going to do all for everything. So going to click Excel. It says, due to the size of your file, you will receive an email shortly containing a download link to your Excel student report. So we're going to be getting the file in just moments to my email. Or do I want to save as a PDF? Do you want to allow downloads from Time for Learning? I'm on a Mac, so I have to click allow. And then here is what the reports look like. This is going to be the date it was completed, how long it took to complete, and then the score. And it's going to have for every single section and the grades that are in there. So this is a really great, really thorough way to do your portfolio. It's not going to miss anything if you're doing Time for Learning for a portfolio review. It's really great. I'm going to exit out of custom reports. And then plan activities will go to next. And this brings you back to just this. Do you need to adjust anything? It'll bring you back to this window. And now we're going back to the home screen. And there we go. This is the parent portal for Time for Learning.